Verstappen has become Formula One World Champion for the first time after an extraordinary controversial finish to the season-ending Abu Dhabi GP, which saw him overtake Lewis Hamilton on the final lap after a dramatic late safety car. Mercedes lodged two protests right after the race, but both were dismissed by the stewards on Sunday night. However, the team have lodged their intention to appeal the second verdicts around safety car procedures and now have until Thursday to formalise any official challenge to take it to the FIA International Court of Appeal. Hamilton appeared to be heading for his record 8th crown after overtaking pole-sitting Verstappen at the start, despite lap 1 controversy at turn 5, but a crash for Nicholas Latifi and Williams brought out the safety car with 5 laps to go and created all manner of drama to end an incredible season. Red Bull pitted Verstappen for new soft tyres while Hamilton stayed down in the lead to keep track position on his older set. While there were initially 5 laps cars between the contenders in a queue behind the safety car, race control instructed the pack to join the back of the queue on the penultimate tour, and that recreated the Hamilton-Verstappen 1-2 for a blockbuster final lap restart. Amid protestations from an angry Mercedes pit wall to FIA race director Michael Massey, the race resumed on the 58th and final lap and the gripping season, and Verstappen overtook Hamilton down the inside at turn 5 to take the win away from his Mercedes rival. Verstappen became the first Dutchman to win the title and the second champion for Red Bull after Sebastian Vettel, the last non-Mercedes driver to take the title since 2013. It's unbelievable, said a disbelieving Verstappen, who is at 24 is the 4th youngest world champion. Throughout the whole race I kept fighting, and to have this opportunity on the last lap, it's incredible. I'm having cramp, it's insane. Despite the huge disappointment of a stunning late turnaround just as he appeared on the cusp of yet more history, Hamilton Sporting went straight to congratulate Verstappen and part family. Firstly, congratulations to Max and his team. I think we did an amazing job this year, said F1's outgoing champion. My team, everyone back at the factory, has worked so hard the whole year. It's been the most difficult of seasons. I'm so proud and I'm so grateful of the journey with them, he said. The last part of the season we gave it absolutely everything and never came out. Hamilton had hoped to become the sport's 8-time world champion but remains tied with Michael Schumacher on 7. Mercedes still clinched a record-extending 8th Constructors' Championship from Red Bull, but that impressive achievement is likely to offer little solace in the immediate aftermath of Sunday's remarkable and contentious finish. Red Bull Sergio Perez dropped out of the race late on while running third and giving Ferrari's Carlos Sainz the final podium berth of the season, and ensuring the Spaniard finished ahead of teammate Charles Leclerc, who was 10th in the season standings in his first year at Ferrari. AlphaTauri finished in 4th and 5th places, with Yuki Tsunoda achieving the best result of an up-and-down rookie season ahead of Pierre Gasly. The pace of the Mercedes was just too strong today. We're going to need a miracle to turn it around. Those resigned-sounding words of Christian Horner with just 10 laps to go on the pit wall, with Hamilton enjoying a lead of over 10 seconds. 5 laps later, that miracle suddenly arrived. Running towards the back of the field, Latifi lost control of his Williams, rounding turn 14 and slammed into the barrier. Safety car to clear away the broken car and debris was inevitable. It was duly called. However, track position and with it the provisional title, Mercedes were never going to pit Hamilton, and so the Briton continued to follow the dispatched safety car. Both Red Bulls had nothing to lose, so brought their man in for a new set of softs. With the whole field now running at a slow speed behind the safety car, Verstappen rejoined, still in second place, but back behind 5 cars: Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon, Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel, which he had not long lapped. On lap 56, the word feed showed the message from race control: lap cars will not be allowed to overtake. In a conversation played out on a lap later, Horner asked Massey, why aren't we getting these lap cars out of the way? Asked Horner, Christian, just give me a second, my main big one is to get this incident clear, he said. Midway around the penultimate lap, and lap runners were instructed to overtake the safety car, although only 5 between them with the 2 title contenders. It was also signified that the race would restart for its 58th and final tour. Michael, this isn't right, said a disbelieving Toto. Almost inevitably in this season, the race had started with controversy on the very first lap. Despite expectations that Verstappen would easily convert his own hard-won pole into a first corner lead due to the fact he was starting on hardest tyres, Hamilton, with his medium tyres, managed to get the initial advantage. Verstappen was not going to let that go without a fight, however, and made a late lunge down the inside of Hamilton as they arrived at the new look turn 5 hairpin. There was no contact between cars this time as Hamilton took evasive actions. Although Verstappen stayed on the track and Hamilton did not, in that case Massey was happy that Hamilton effectively reset the previous gap on his return to the circuit and so could continue in the lead without penalty or the positions being inverted. Hamilton then set about suddenly opening his lead, with Verstappen's soft tyres particularly going off sooner than Hamilton's mediums. Before I go, let me run you through the classification from the race. Max Verstappen, of course, winning. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was a lucky win, but, still he deserved that title. For Lewis Hamilton, I'm absolutely gutted for him. He was just faultless all weekend, and he didn't deserve that, and he handled himself with true class after the race. Sainz in third, really great performance from him, finishing 5th in the championship, which is an incredible result. Tsunoda as well in 4th, so happy to see him up there. Hopefully he can build on that next season. Gasly in 5th, solid recovery from qualifying. Bottas in 6th, yeah, kind of was on the hard at the end, so was screwed, but not dreadful from him. And then you've got Norris in 7th. I mean, it's a decent race, had a slow puncher at the end, which kind of cost him, but then Alonso, Ocon and Leclerc, solid points for Alpine. They secure P5. Leclerc will be disappointing, that pitting under the VSC didn't really work out. Vettel, Ricciardo finishing outside the points, which is a disappointing result, to be honest, for both of them. And then you've got Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher, rounding out the pack. Yeah, those two just didn't really have the pace, did they? Perez retiring, I mean, people will be quick to say it's a conspiracy. Did he underfuel the car or not? Who knows, but I just don't believe that, especially with Red Bull still having an outside chance to the constructors. And then obviously Latifi, honestly, yeah, I mean, it's a bad crash, but I just hope he doesn't get too much abuse for that. And then Kimi Räikkönen retiring and George Russell retiring for their last race of their respective teams, and obviously of Kimi's career, which is sad to see. And Giovinazzi, shame to see his F1 career end like that too. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, put your thoughts, comments down below, to follow me on Twitter, link description below for daily F1 news, and subscribe to the channel on the screen right now, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace!